Hello everyone, this is Aurelia at Aurelia's Crafting Ideas. My crafting idea for today is to make some firecrackers to add to my patriotic decor. The supplies that I'm using today are these LED emergency candles. You get 2 candles per package with a base, and the candles are about 5 inches long. You will also need 2 AAA batteries per candle. I will be using 2 packages. I will be using some chalk paint today. I have the red, which is Imperial. I have the blue, which is Nautical. White. I also have a clear wax that I will be using as a sealant. I have some glitter that I picked up from the Dollar Tree. This is red, the blue, and the iridescent. I also have 2 picks that I picked up from Michael's. This is the straight tinsel with the red, white, and blue. I have this one here. It has the straight tinsels, and it also has the red, white, and blue stars with it. From the Dollar Tree, I picked up this star tinsel garland, and it comes in the red, white, and blue. From the Dollar Tree, I also picked up these foam scatters. They come in the star shape. I have a wood palette here that I picked up at the Dollar Tree. I will be using this palette as a base for my project. I would also like to vary the height of my candles, so I will use one of these. I have these small cubes that I picked up from the Dollar Tree. I also have some cardboard rolls that I saved from other projects that I might use. I also plan to put a bit of design on my candles. For that, I have some helpers here. I have some thin washis that I might use. And I have these star stickers that I picked up at Michael's. But you can find these stickers at any craft store. So these are really helpful when working with stars. In addition to that, you will need some glue. You'll need some heavy duty glue with a quick hold. So I have this multi-purpose cement. I also might be using my E6000, which works really well also. And you can also use your hot glue if you like. I have a bit of prep work I need to do before I paint all my pieces. I want to decide where I want the placement of my candles. So I also recommend that you test your candles, make sure that they work, and just put the candles in here, and then let's see, just get an idea where you want your candles to be, how high you want your candles to be. Let me glue these down, and I'm just going to use my multi-purpose cement here. And let me take my candle. I think that, you know what? Let me take my candles out. I want to leave the bottom of the candle, leave that in the base. Let me squish that in there. And that way it doesn't pop out. Well, if your candle ever stops working, you'll still be able to replace it. I think. Okay, I think that's good. They're in there. Now I'm just gonna take the top part of the candle off. And I want one there. one here. I'm going to separate it just a bit. Let's see, about there and there. And I'm going to take my cement and make sure I have contact there. There. And then put some underneath this one. About right there. And let's see. I'll need to run it around the edge of the cardboard there. Attach that one. And then the same thing with this one. Like that, and then attach that one. There we go. See, that's what it looks like. Nothing too fancy. It works well just with me. I'm going to put this aside for a minute so it can dry. Now I want to do a little designing on my candles. Let's see, I have my washi. Let me grab some stars. You know, whatever you want to use, I say use them. Let's see. I've learned the hard way to put stars on something. So, trial and error. So, these little stars are so helpful when you can take them up off the sheet anyways. Let's see. I need, grab that, peel it off, and then I'm going to decorate one candle with stars. No particular order, no particular pattern, just attaching stars. I love this method. It saves a lot of time. So, you know, when you paint this, then when you're done, your paint is dry. Oops, that one's defective. You can, you just peel the stars right back off. For this one, I want to put some stripes on there. I think that maybe the skinny one here. I'm going to, well, it's not working out the way I want. Maybe, there we go. That's a little better. That's a good width right there between there, right? And let me cut that right there. Okay, I think this one is ready for painting. And then this one I think I'm going to use the wider washi. And I want to put vertical stripes on this one. Okay, let's see. Well, you know, you don't have to use the washi if you don't want. I was thinking that this would make things a lot easier. There we go. Like that. That way when I paint it over and once my paint is dry, I can just pull this washi off. I think I will, the stripe ones, I think I will paint this one red. let me show you what I've done. Well, you watched the whole thing, but still. I painted this one using the washi to, create my lines. But it was a lot of work. So I went back and I just refand the two colors. So I striped it up and down. I only painted to where the threading starts because you do have to turn the candle to light it. So I didn't want to cover the whole thing up. And then on this one, I did put stickers on there, but when I pulled the stickers off, it pulled some of the paint. And so I decided to just go ahead and paint all the stars white, and I put added some red color to there too. Just little dots. And then this one, the same thing, I had them outlined with the washi, but I wasn't, it was a little too perfect, so I went back and just freehand the rest of the lines, the blue and the red on this one. Now, I'll put these back on for a minute. Let me tighten up so I'm able to tilt my platform. So all the glue's dried now on my height and on my base. See there? It stays. Now, I need to paint this. I have painted the base, and I did paint my extension, and I painted the base of the candle. I'm just gonna say I don't know if that was a wise move on my part, but we'll see in a minute. You don't have to paint the bottom if you don't want. That's preference. I left mine as I just painted the edging and on the outside here. That way, if somebody wants to inspect it, that's painted. I'm ready to finish up on my candles now. I had planned to use wax on my candles as a finishing, but I reconsidered that because I want to add glitter, and if I cover that with clear wax, my glitter is going to lose its shine. So I have decided to use Puzzle Saver. Now this works really well with glitter. Your glitter will actually retain its shine. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to add my glitter and then go ahead and seal that in. I am ready to work on my candles now, and I'm going to put this aside for a minute. I have my tinsel pick, and I have two picks which I disassembled. One of my picks had the fringes cut down to 6 fringes, so I did that for the other two. So I have 3 sets of the red, white, and blue cut equally, and then I have a stem of the red, white, and blue for each candle. And then I also have my star garland here that I will be using. I want to trim about 2 inches off, but I need to trim it on the bottom because of the way the fringes are cut. The fringes start wide and the tip is very narrow. Look at that. So I'm going to just take some tape it here, and then trim them, and I want to cut them all the same. I have all my fringes cut down now, and what I did was I just laid the colors next to each other, and I ran a tape all the way across on the front and the back. And when you do this, pay attention to the folds on the stencils itself and make sure that they are all facing the same direction. And next, you want the fold on the inside when you wrap your candle. So my plan is to put the stencil around the light bulb itself. Now you want to take the piece that has the stars, you can tape that into here, or you can glue it down. It's up to you. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and tape this in. Tape that down, and then you just need a skinny strip down here to hold everything together, and then just trim that excess off. And while you're at it, take another piece of tape, and I'm just using Scotch tape, and I'm going to trim this right down the center. And you're going to need one of these, so let me put that aside for a minute. So take that and then wrap your light bulb and wrap it tightly. Now you can put your fringe, you can put a dab of glue in here if you like. That's all preference. But if you wrap it tightly enough, you should be fine. And then take that strip of tape that we trimmed in half and just wrap that. So here we go. When you're done, this is what it should look like. See how when you make sure that the folds are on the inside, this is what makes this fringe spread out. And now we can put the batteries back in. You can wrap it on here, whichever is easier for you to do. And then you can screw that candle down to the base. And then if we look in here, you can see the lights on in there, right? Can you see? And let me unscrew that a little bit here. I'll turn that off. Now I'm going to do the same for the other 2 candles. I have the starburst on all my candles, and I just want to also mention that if you do continue to have problems with your fringe, being wobbly, or pull this off. There you go. You can also put a dab of glue on the light bulb itself. Just a little bit. Don't put too much on there. Just a little bit. You see where the bulb is the whitest? Just a tiny little bit. That will also help in holding your starburst together, or keep it attached to your candle. like that. So, you decide what you want to do. Don't let me tell you what to do. I'm with that. I want to take my star garland and I want to trim some of this. Okay, I've cut 1 yard of this around. I'm going to wrap it all the way from the base of my candle at the very bottom where it meets on the platform. And I'm going to go ahead and let me tilt this so you can see what I'm doing. I need a proper. Okay, now take that all the way to the very bottom here, and I'm going to tie it off right here. I'm going to just twist tie it. And then I'm going to wrap this piece all the way up my candle. Might as well pull that off. So just run it, spiral it all the way up your candle. And just wrap, and wrap, and wrap. Just spiral all the way up, and then take this back, piece back on, and then see that this will also aid in keeping your starburst on. It gives it the added cuteness that it needs. Just like that, see? And let me do that for the other two now. Here is my firecrackers. It is going to make an excellent addition to my decor. I love it. I like the way it turned out. And I hope that you guys like it too, and that you give it a try. Thank you for taking the time to watch my idea. This is Aurelia at Aurelia's Crafting Ideas, and I will see you next time.